Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Lawrence Phillip, aka DJ Random, and I just want to talk a little bit about software, whether you should be using a pirated copy or you should buy the real thing. As a teacher at SAE Jakarta, one of the first thing that I always tell my student is don't bother with like all those different software out there. If you actually go around and hangs around at like all those torrent or pirated software website, I mean, you can find all this excellent software, all this software that we use, which like some of them cost like thousands of dollars. And when you just get started, especially, you really want to get your hand on all those things. Especially you're thinking about like, oh, all this software, this so and so compressor will make me become a better mixing engineer, or like this so and so synthesizer will let me come up with really, really sick sound, or sometimes you're thinking, oh, so and so producer used this software, so if I use that same software, then I can do the same thing. But in reality, you shouldn't be thinking like that. In fact, one of the first thing that I always tell my student is, buy a legit one. And you know why? Because when you buy a legit one, you spend your hard-earned money in there. And it's a human nature, when you spend money on something, you don't want to not know anything about it. You feel like, you're wasting your money if you don't really learn it inside out. So that hard-earned money that you spend on that software kind of like becomes kind of like a motivation for you to learn it inside out. So I always tell my students that like, use your DAW of choice, let it be Ableton or FL or Pro Tools or Logic. Well, and also I always tell them, don't worry about like all those, like this Waves plugins or this Native Instruments something something for like all the processing and mixing, because let's say you're using a legit copy of Ableton, it gives you all the same plugins that you need to do your mixing and mastering. Of course, they're not as glamorous as if like you're using Waves, but it will do the job just as well. And then when it comes to synthesizer, I always tell my student, just focus on one synthesizer and know it inside out, because that one synthesizer most likely will be able to create any sound that you want if you know how to use it. So of course, the problem with that is, some software do cost a lot of money, and when you're students, I know when you're students, money is not the easiest thing to come by. Maybe I just read this somewhere, like Splice, this website Splice, which is a really, really great website, by the way. It's a great website for collaborating. So it used to be when I do collaboration, I use Dropbox, but this Splice things is basically like Dropbox, but focusing on music production. So this is made specifically for people like us. So it's really awesome, and it's free anyway to begin with. And this Splice actually recently hooked up with Steve Duda at Xfer. They come up with this plan where you can buy Serum. They have this plan where you can rent to own, like $10 a month, and you pay it like up to the point where like you reach the retail price, which is like $190, $189.99, or $190. And then so that's like what, 19 months of paying $10 a month, and after that, that becomes yours. And what's cool about it is like, let's say you sign up for this plan. The first 3 days they're not going to charge it. So if you try it out and you realize it's not for you, you can just cancel it, and they're not going to charge you anything. And what's great about it is this is actually a full license, full version of it, and you get all the latest updates. So that's just awesome. And with Serum, you want the latest update because, Steve is really, really, I mean, like, he loves adding new feature. And this new feature is not something under the hood that you can't see, but like literally he add like new feature that you can see. There are like some cool new reverb mode, or a new way to control the filter and things like that. So it's really, really essential update. And this plan, at like $10 a month, you can pay it, and maybe like after let's say you pay about like 5 times, 5 months into it, and you decide, you know what, I don't need Serum, you can cancel it. So okay, so you spend $50, you use it for about 5 months, and then you realize it's not for you. At least you didn't spend like the whole $190 and then just putting it away and never use it again, you know. So it's totally worth it. And in one hand, you know, $10 a month, it's like, come on guys, that's cheap, you know. Like you eat out at McDonald's, that costs about $10. You buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks, that's like almost $5, you know. So like you buy 2 cups of coffee, that's $10. And in this one, Serum, you can make like really wicked sound, and it's just totally worth it. And I really wish that this kind of deal catch on, so more and more software company jumped in and have this kind of plan, you know. So it'll get more and more people to actually buy a legit software, you know, because hey, this is like actually beneficial for everyone, you know. The developer gets some money, and $10 a month make it really affordable. This is a really, really great plan, you know. So kudos to you, Steve and Splice. So the next thing is, will this eliminate piracy? No, it's not gonna eliminate piracy, but of course this is gonna help, you know, those producers like who's just starting, who's kind of like in the borderline that, you know, I really want to buy this, but I can't afford it. But I really don't like using crack software because it's buggy and it's like, you know, because like seriously, like, crack software sometimes it just causes nightmare on your system. I mean, at least it did on mine. So yeah, so I hope this catch on, you know, so more and more software company jump in and offer this kind of deal. This is an awesome system. And this is unlike with Avid where like you just rent, or like Adobe with their subscription system where like you just pay monthly. This one, what's cool about it is like you reach to a point where like you actually own it. It becomes yours. So it's just like buying it. Instead of rent to own, I'd say this is more like a installment plan, 0% interest. So it's awesome. So if you guys want to buy Serum in a much more affordable way, go sign up to Splice. It's free. Great things there. They give a lot of free plugins there, so sign up for that. You get benefit and you got nothing to lose. And then you can sign up to the Serum plan. Once again, I hope more and more software company jump into this. So in conclusion to that, don't pirate any software. Instead, just stick to like 2 or 3 synths of your favorite. With me, I own Complete 8, so I got Massive, which is another one of my favorite synth. And then now I got Serum because I signed up for it. And then of course my other synth are the Analog and Operator from Ableton, and also FM8 that comes with the whole Complete 8. And that's pretty much all I need. I can basically create anything that I want from those 4 synths that I regularly use. So don't pirate. Stick with whatever it is, even if it's only 2 or 3 synths. Just get to know them, because like I guarantee you, even if it's just 1 or 2 synth, if you know how to use it, you'll be able to make any sound you want. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching this, and we'll see you on the next one.